Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is the Anime Critique, the monthly show where two best friends and anime connoisseurs, Jamie and Shaq, talk all things anime and manga.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, last episode we reviewed Golden Boy and we scored it
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, yeah. Fair?
I think it's fair.
I think it's fair. Did you guys think it was fair? Let us know. But on today's episode, we will be talking about and reviewing Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Yes,
It's a big one.
It's a big one, man.
It's the first big one.
It is quite big. So I've heard a lot of people talk great praise about it.
There's a lot of buzz about this one.
Yeah.
A lot of buzz about this one. But do you know what? Before we get into breaking it all down, give us a tiny synopsis, Shaq. If you can.
It's a lot to kind of, describe, but I'll give you just the smallest synopsis without looking at my anime list I got right in front of me. Essentially, this main character Shinji, who is piloting this thing called an Eva or an Evangelion, and very little is known about the Evangelion. You do find out during the anime, but if we're just talking like the first couple of episodes, just to give you a rundown of
the majority, really.
You don't really know exactly what an Evangelion is. You just see it. Oh, it's a mech. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I think as an outsider looking in at this anime, you think run-of-the-mill mech anime.
Yeah.
And I will quickly say, I am not a fan of mech animes. I've said this to you in the past. I've said this to some mutual friends of ours. I'm not a fan of mech anime. So when we decided to watch this one for the anime critique, I was like, boy, this is not going to be my cup of tea. And it's going to be hard. But it is a lot deeper.
It's very deep.
It is very... the fact that it's a mech anime is just the surface of the whole thing.
Tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
And to continue with the synopsis, it kind of just starts off, Shinji just gets a call in from his dad, Gendu, who is supposed to be the head of this thing called Nerve.
Yeah, it's this sort of secret...
Very secret.
Is it secret though? Or people know about it? Or it's sort of like...
Well,
is it like...
It's mysterious.
It's like, we know about MI6, but there's still a secret service type of thing.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to say it. So he gets there to this Tokyo 3, which is supposed to be like this...
The really, third iteration of Tokyo?
Pretty much, from what it's assuming, Tokyo 3 is... You don't really get to know... Like I said, like the backstory is scattered throughout the anime very sparsely.
There was an event called the Second Impact, which happened in the early 2000s.
September 2000.
And this is set in 2015. So a date that's actually passed, which is quite interesting. Bear in mind this came out in the 90s. 90s, 80s? Or
95?
95, there we go. So it's always fantastic when you see pieces of media that go into the future and then you pass those dates.
Yeah.
But this Second Impact happened where, again, not a lot is known about it initially. But it kind of just fucked up the world. Pretty much. Like to put it in short terms, it messed up the world.
I don't know if this is revealed in the beginning, but it more or less caused a mass flood to
I think it is. Yeah.
And it flooded Tokyo. So this is why we have Tokyo 3 now, which is in this kind of geosphere type thing where it goes underground when these things called angels attack.
Yes.
Which is like these big monsters that are little known about them, why we're fighting them, and why they're attacking
and us. This is why we have pilots of the Evas who are combating the angels.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty simple, really. There's a giant monster and there's a giant robot thing to fight it. As it would seem.
Exactly. So this anime, what I have to give credit for is that it gives you enough to get you interested, not necessarily hooked, but just curious. And I think to some people that might not be enough, because I know a lot of people like to have their anime start off with a bang, like a real bang.
No, I understand that. And what I will say as well is that we can have so much... what's the word I'm looking for? It's like we can have so much sort of setup for animes, but this, like... everything's already happened, and this is like the aftermath of everything. If you know what I mean, like the second impact's happened, and we have.
Sorry, keep going. I'm just going to test the levels.
Shinji coming in right off the bat, so he's been called up straight away.
Yeah.
To pilot one of these Evas.
Eva 1 to be precise.
Be precise, yeah. So he comes in sort of randomly, and it picks up what it feels like halfway through a bit of a story. Like, we don't know anything. So it starts off quickly. There doesn't seem to be any setup because the initial setup has been done off camera, if that makes sense. I know it's not a camera, but to put the saying out there, off camera.
Off screen, yeah.
Off screen, yeah. So it's interesting because it does, as you said, it doesn't start off with a bang in terms of like the setup, but it starts off with a bang because it puts you are Shinji in this. Shinji knows nothing of this world.
Exactly. Oh,
you okay?
Hold on. Oh,
Shinji.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to check the levels.
That's all right, no worries. So Shinji knows nothing of this world, like us. So he gets put into these one of the Evas, and he defeats an angel because there's a threat. There's a new angel threat that hasn't been seen since. I think it's been a while. It's been a long time. Like, is it from the second impact type of time? That's what I will say to this anime. I believe it's very much like an Inception. You would benefit from a second viewing.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
And we will get into it. It is very, very, very deep. I know we've said that before, but certainly towards the latter half of the 26 episodes.
Oh, yeah.
And
sure.
I remember you watched it much quicker than I did. And you told me episode 18, episode 19, that's when things sort of change.
It does go to hell in a handbasket from there. Like, it's very crazy.
And I would say sort of from episode 1 to episode 18, 19, it is almost your monster of the week every episode. In which there's a new angel every single episode. I mean, there's some like
character development. They sprinkle that in just a little
because
bit.
I don't think there's actually 18 angels by episode 18, but there's a couple of like to be continued episodes that go over to like the next episode. But I'm splitting hairs here. So it's like a monster of the week, and that's fine. No issue with it. But I was thinking, where is all this hype coming from? Because there's people are talking about this as like
the greatest anime of all time.
And I can understand that because I did a little background read on this. It was like one of the first big things to come out in the Western world.
Oh,
a lot of things to like that wasn't like. So if you look around like the 90s, like a Dragon Ball type of thing that was just like fighting or anything. So it was like something that actually provoked like really deep thought.
Can we talk about that just for a minute? Because I think that's a very important thing we've got to discuss regarding this particular anime, is that the context of it is important. So you're talking about it coming out in the 90s where, let's be really, really frank, anime was super niche.
In the Western world.
World. Super, super niche. So we didn't really get a lot of animes over here. We'll get the tad anime. Like you get like your Sailor Moons
and Dragon Ball, and
you probably might get a Fist of the North Star.
I mean, we're talking like early to mid 90s at this point. By the late 90s, a lot more had started coming out.
You get your Acuras. Like the Acura came out like the 80s. So this is like, and that was another thing that came out that also added to this. I think this is called. Acura was sort of like the explosion of it all, and
I think it popularized.
This was the fallout, Evangelion.
I would agree with that. Yeah, and I mean, reading the context around it, I think a lot of. So, I know I've said this to you, not on the podcast before, and this is a slight tangent off anime, so I apologize, but I credit Iron Man 1 a lot higher than people credit it for because it kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe. My thought is, from reading what people think of Neon Genesis Evangelion, is sort of a similar concept because it kicked off a lot of Western popularization of, I mean, not solely. Not solely. It was one of the components in there.
What's the word I'm looking for? A pioneer.
Yeah,
that's the one.
People view it with sort of rose-tinted glasses a little bit because, obviously we'll get into scores a little bit later into this.
Of course.
But after sort of episode 18, 19, it goes mad.
Absolutely crazy.
Because there's very nice pacing of the anime, I would say, up until episode 19. And then you have about 6 or 7 episodes left because it's a 26 episode anime. There is a movie, however, which we haven't watched that.
I'm dying to watch it because the way how it ended, I'm like, I have to watch this movie.
No, I completely agree because the last 2 episodes, it's almost like the world doesn't. Nothing exists. It's like he's within himself, Shinji, and he's like battling. I don't even know. So
from what I read online, I was trying my best to get a bit of backstory and a little bit more information on what's going on without spoiling the movie. But it's really difficult because those two are so hand in hand.
Yes.
But from what I can read, it was that his father started this thing, like this human thingy project.
Yeah. So in the last few episodes, they talk about that project where they want to link all the humans together.
This human consciousness all in one.
Yeah, because humans are so empty. They have emptiness inside them, and they think that if we were all one, that emptiness would be gone, which is a fucking weird-ass concept, by the way.
It's an interesting one because I think it always... Throughout this anime, the main theme, regardless of mechs or whatever, or stuff like that, the main theme of this whole anime is loneliness.
Yes, because every single pilot of the Evas has a deep sort of loneliness inside them. Yeah. Some more obvious than others. And I mean, maybe we should talk about the pilots.
Yeah, I think we do got to talk about the pilots.
So we spoke about Shinji, who is, I would say he's the protagonist of this, but...
Yeah, he is, for sure.
He's not your typical protagonist because he's not a hero. He's not a symbol of hope or a beacon.
No. He's not like your... sort of standard protagonist where he's charismatic,
he's the opposite. Really,
very much the opposite. Yeah, everyone said, well, he is like this chosen one. Everyone's hopping about how much potential he's got, but he doesn't live up to that at all. And I think that's quite refreshing, even though this anime was way before.
And he doesn't want to at certain parts. At certain parts throughout the anime, he doesn't want to be a pilot of the Eva.
No, because it's scary. Like,
and it's horrible.
It's very horrible. It's
absolutely horrible.
Because you got I know people were like, oh, you always just jump in Eva. Listen. Let's be very real. 14-year-old you is not jumping in a robot to fight these monsters you've never seen before.
And they're ridiculously powerful.
They're blowing up cities, bro. It's
like easily.
Like imagine you had to get into a mech every time to fight a new Godzilla. Not just one Godzilla, like at least dozens of them.
Well, yeah. I mean, by the end, there was 15 angels.
Pretty much.
By the end, I don't know if the film continues with more angels. I have no idea.
We have to see it.
I think I'm definitely interested enough to somewhere down the line for the anime critique to watch the film and do a review on the film. I gotta
watch this film because when I watched the last episode, you know what? I'm not going to talk about what the last episode was because I don't want to skip ahead too far.
No, I think what we need to do is sort of talk about the turning point in episode 18, episode 19.
Okay. All right. That turning point was quite interesting. So up to this point, there's been a lot of just angels. We've thought of angels.
Yeah, it's the monster of the week type of thing. It's just like, oh, there's a new angel, and they're all kind of, they take on different forms. They take on like different like characteristics. They seem to be not necessarily getting stronger each time. While that is true, they seem to be learning each time.
I think it's a bit of both.
Yeah, because there's some that towards some of the end, they start doing like
mind control and shit.
It's not even just mind control. There's like it's like psychological warfare.
Yeah.
So it's like they to be honest as well, I'm not 100% sure what these angels are. Are we meant to? Because I'll be honest with you, from episode 20 onwards, it goes so deep that's why I said I think it benefits off a second viewing.
It definitely puts its foot to the floor on the gas and just like really, really gets into it. Like, and that's not to say that the other episodes were boring or pointless or they didn't add into anything. It all adds up. Very slowly.
I actually really liked the Monster of the Week type of thing. I didn't know where it was going, and I think so if we're using an analogy of a car, you're going along at 20 miles per hour.
Yeah.
You're safe. You're calm. You're happy.
Yeah, you can stick your head out and look at stuff.
You hit episode 18, 19, 20, and all of a sudden you've just hit 145.
You're on the motorway.
No, you're going quick. You're in the freeway in America where there's there's no speed limit. Like your foot is on the ground.
Your tongue's like
there's no
your
rules.
Mouth, like it's G-force shit. Like it's crazy.
And I'll be honest with you, and I'm sure there'll be loads of people out there that completely disagree with this, but it's a lot. And it borderlines on too much, I think. It
was quite a lot to take in. Like, I did have to kind of go back in certain parts and re-listen to it, especially that revelation about Ray. That was quite a lot.
See,
for me.
Ray is another pilot. She pilots the prototype Eva 0.
Unit 0.
And she's a very odd girl. But I kind of picked up throughout the anime that there was something more to her.
Yeah, of course.
Because Shinji comments on how when she wrings out a towel, it's like a mother wringing out a towel. But she's a girl of 14 years old. And obviously there's a whole mystery about Shinji's mum and everything.
Yeah.
And do you know what I had originally thought? I thought because you saw Shinji's dad sort of be favourable towards Ray, only a touch, but more so than he is to Shinji. And we will talk about Shinji's dad after, because I think we both share the same opinion on Shinji's father.
The worst guy ever made.
We'll talk more about it after, but you saw sort of he showed an interest in Ray. So my initial thought was it was Shinji's sister. I thought they were related somehow.
Well,
but I think the context after that revelation, sorry, is that she is his mum in some weird, and I don't know how that's fucking come about.
From what I can gather, from what I remember listening to and watching and rewatching, I think it's like bits and pieces of his mum and bits and pieces of Lilith, which is like one of the angels that they have captive.
So this is very interesting as well. But carry on your point, but this is very interesting when you talk about Lilith, because there's a whole religious undertone in this.
Very, very big religious undertones.
Because Lilith is originally named Adam, because they believe it's someone. It's they name it Adam, the humans.
So that's what. Can I talk about that quickly? Because Lilith is an interesting.
I know who Lilith is. Is it in the Bible? Right? She is Adam's first wife, but she is also so God made Adam and Lilith, but Lilith wouldn't listen to Adam. So she was cast out of the Garden of Eden, and she then ends up becomes one of Satan's brides.
Yeah.
So she's actually she's an evil figure. And this is where Eve comes along, because she's made from Adam.
Adam's rib.
And there's the whole Evas as well, like the Evangelions. Like they even said that they are made from Adam as well in there. So there's a whole religious undertone.
See, that's the thing about that as well, that I think what's his name got confused with. What's his name? Let me find it. Is it Kaji? Yeah, the dude who got shot.
Oh, so he was a very interesting character, probably one of my favorite characters in it, because he seems to be like a secret agent the whole time.
Yeah, he is definitely working.
He was trying to figure out the truth of it all.
Yeah, because originally that's what kind of confused me, is that originally when he brought Masato to that where Lilith is, he called it Adam. But then it's found out that that's not Adam, that's Lilith.
But you only find out it's Lilith through the fifth child.
Yes.
So yeah. I don't even know if the humans, because it's revealed that the fifth child he was an angel.
He's the final angel.
But he was created in the same essence that Rey was created.
Yeah.
So is Rey an angel?
She gotta be something like that, I guess. But I don't know.
This is the thing. It's so complex and layered that I think, and I don't know about you, and I don't want to be unfair and sort of say anything right now, but I think a second viewing is needed to give a more accurate score. I think based on the first viewing, I might possibly be unfair to this anime.
You know what? I'm glad you said that, because when I did finish off the anime, I sat down, I thought about it, and obviously everyone's gonna say, you gotta watch the movie, you gotta watch this and whatever. And I'm like, well, let's just take it as a package by itself. The 26 episodes that I watched.
That's what we're doing. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll do it as the 26, and we'll do it as the movie. And after we've watched the movie, so we'll score this today, the 26 episodes. We'll watch the movie at some point in the next few months.
Yeah, why not?
And we'll review it on here.
Yeah.
And we'll give that an independent score. And what we'll also do is we'll give it a score as a
whole.
As a whole.
Yeah. So.
But we'll do that after we've watched the film.
Yeah.
Because I might want to watch this again. That's why.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to watch this again, and the reason why I
need a palate cleanser before going back to this.
Yeah,
so.
that's what I mean. It is a lot, and that's when I sat down and finished watching it. I'm like, the way how it ended, it wasn't a bad ending, because I felt like we did get something from it. However, there was so many things left.
I'll be so honest with you. I don't know what that ending was.
I took it as maybe Shinji kind of coming to terms with his loneliness and his sort of confidence issue.
Where is he? That's what confused me. Where is he? Where is everyone else? Where is the world? Because you see this little kind of, so I know it's sort of in his imagination and everything, but at the end you see a very short scene of him in an alternate sort of universe where his mum and dad are alive, and they seemed, well, his dad is alive anyway, but his mum's alive, and they're like living at home, and like they're just normal mum and dad, and he's going to school and everything, and sort of all his friends or everyone he's encountered in the anime, they're all part of his school, and Masato is his teacher and everything. So I thought that's what it was going to be. Like, it was going to be some sort of, that was how it was going to end. Like, it was some sort of alternate, not universe, but like it's some sort of alternate reality that he was going to live in. No, it wasn't. It was him realizing that if it like in another reality, none of it exists, none of it matters, and he just comes to terms with loving himself, or not loving himself, but just
because the whole thing of him is being afraid to let people down and then being alone again, which is why he shut himself up, because he doesn't want to let people down in order to be alone.
And this is why he had a love-hate relationship with being a pilot. Because he would, a few times he would say, I'm never piloting again, and then he would see that the people he cared for were in trouble, and he knew he was the only one that can help.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm not really engaging much. I'm trying to find like a proper synopsis of that last episode to kind of understand exactly.
No, that's fine. I think, but that adds to it, because we're going off our initial reaction to it all. I think what we'll do is when we watch the film.
Yeah, I need to close this. That's a spoiler.
When it's of the film.
Yeah, I had to close that too.
Okay.
That's a spoiler right there.
But when we watch the film, when it's digested a bit more, we'll review the film, and then we'll review it as a whole package. And by that point, I might have watched it again.
I might have to throw it on again.
I might need to watch this again, because I'll be perfectly honest with you. As I said, I think I'm going to be very unfair with my scoring. And I don't want to be, because I know people love this anime.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid to come in today.
Were you feeling the same?
Yeah, because I'm like, you know what? I don't think this is bad.
I don't think it's bad. I don't think my brain has comprehended the content yet.
I really think the movie is that sort of grand slam that really just puts everything into perspective and really just
that's
lights
what
it on
that,
fire
that
and the
sounds
fire
good.
will go off. But that's the thing about reviewing this anime, is that I haven't watched the movie yet, but yeah, I know the movie gives me that sort of that piece of resistance that I'm looking for with this on this piece of media.
Right. Okay. I have a few things to say about that. That sort of, so that's fine. That's great, but I don't like the fact that you need a movie to put into perspective everything that you've seen before. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's kind of it's rubbing me the wrong way.
I know there's going to be diehard fans of this anime out there, and please, 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 please get in contact with us and, as best as you can, explain to us in a nice way why this is like your top 5 animes or top 10 anime, because I genuinely, I don't want to be unfair to it, because I like the characters, I like the setting, I like the vibe of it all. I don't think my brain has comprehended it fully, and I think that's why when we do come to scoring, I will probably score it not as high as people, or it would give it justice.
Yeah.
But quickly moving on.
Okay.
Shinji's father,
Gendu Makari.
he is an absolute monster.
He is not a very nice person at all, and literally from the get-go, we just don't like him. He's just a prick.
No, from episode 1.
From episode 1.
From episode 1.
From play. He's a dick.
There's a few moments where I just think this man is evil.
Oh, he's very evil. Like he's so consumed of the Evas and killing the angels, and
but I will say he is not necessarily nice, but he is more neutral with other characters in it. It's not like his entire persona is him being an absolute dick to everyone. Like, he has his second in command,
the professor,
who he has a somewhat friendly relationship
for him. That's probably the best way to say he has respect.
And also Masato. I mean, they have towards the end, maybe not so much, but they have a relatively sort of decent relationship. The doctor lady, I forgot her name, the blonde-haired lady.
Oh, Ritsuko.
Ritsuko. I mean, they're not friends, but they have a more sort of...
It's very professional.
Yeah, but he treats his son, Shinji, like shit.
Absolute dog shit. Just get in the Ava and shut the fuck up.
And effectively, it really is. And I don't think we ever really get an explanation for it. And
no.
And I will say there are 2 moments that I just thought this man is absolutely evil. The first moment is when... So, it's not revealed until this moment that Shinji's mother is dead.
Yeah.
If it was, I missed that. But they go and visit her grave. The dad and Shinji visit her grave.
I think it is revealed that she is dead.
I must have missed that. I just thought she was absent.
I think they mentioned that, she got sick, like in inverted commas.
Right, okay. I must have missed that, but they visit her grave. I think it's like the anniversary of her death, or and Shinji turns around and says, something like, do you have any pictures or anything? And he's like, no, I got rid of everything. Like, she literally just like, I got rid of literally everything. All her possessions, all her clothes, all pictures of her gone. Yeah, that's it. Shinji's like, I can barely remember what she looks like, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And it was like he was just he was acting like he was asking for like the world, and it's just like, and it's just his reaction, and then he's just like, right, I got to go back to work, and then leaves.
Yeah, it's very cold, and you never truly understand why he is the way he is. I think maybe
there might be a bit of resentment because his wife did die, and it's like the child is like an extension of his wife, and he's like, he feels like a bit of like sadness that he sort of channels into like anger and hatred.
Maybe.
I mean, Shinji in the final episodes says that he actually does hate his father. He says the reason he turned up on that first day was because he wanted to tell his dad that he hated him.
Yeah.
So, but no one was ever going to question that. No one's going to be like, whoa, whoa, whoa. How can you hate your loving father? No, he's an absolute
A lot of
monster.
people do call him out on, like, why do you, like, because Ray calls him out on it, and Masato calls him out on it as well.
You're very hard on him.
Yeah, you're too hard on him. He's a prick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and he's like, oh, but he's working so hard on Nerve. I'm like, granted, yeah, like, he started Nerve, and that's a whole different thing right there, because there's a lot of sort of, you know, there was Sile, and then and then there was like the organization.
All these
Sile.
Organizations. This is where I lost a lot. I need to sit down with like a companion piece that's like, I don't know, like a family tree of all these companies, because it's very, very confusing. And credit to it, like, I think it does a very good job at kind of drip feeding you for the first 20 episodes. But I feel like, and people might disagree, people might think it's perfect, but I feel like it could have had another 5 episodes where it just kind of gave you a bit more information at a slower pace.
I think that episode when it kind of just went to the history of just how things got started, because I think this is when what's his name kind of snitched to Sile, and then everyone got put into interrogation, and they kind of went through the whole timeline of like, this is how it got started.
I did like that.
That was a really good episode.
That
was fantastic.
Yeah, because you learn
about the second impact.
You learn a bit more about the second. Well, this is the thing as well. It's like the second impact happened in Antarctica, yeah.
Yeah.
But what the hell was it? Because there's a line that Masato says when I think they're fighting an angel in space with the spear.
Yeah.
So also that spear. What the fuck is that? Where did that come from?
I have no idea. We only saw it like once.
You see it twice.
Twice.
You see it twice.
When Ray was bringing it from somewhere, but we had no idea where she was bringing it from.
And then Shinji takes it and just dashes it and kills one, and then it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it's just
the spear of Longitis, something like that.
Something like that.
I don't know what that is. I wish I knew what that was.
I want to know what that was. That was cool.
It was very cool.
It was the thing that was like poked through fucking Lilith. Like,
yeah. So, that's what I mean. Where did it come from? This is what I mean. I feel like there is. I reckon there is so much other material for this series.
Yeah.
Not just the movie. I don't know.
There is something called let me find it. It's like something else called like Evangelion, like Death and Rebirth.
Just to give more context.
I don't know. Let's see.
See, I think this is needed because I think the world that they create here is phenomenal. It's a very, very, very,
very interesting.
Very interesting world. But my only issue is I feel like the 26 episodes isn't enough.
Nah, it's not.
And especially towards the end, as I said, it is bananas. It's absolutely bananas. And that might be, as I said, it might be me just... I don't know if I fully comprehended all of this.
So we've got anime films. We've got Revival of Evangelion, which I don't know... Oh, this is... I don't know what this is.
That's fine. I mean, we're just going to talk about the series anyway, but there seems to be other material on it. I mean, there's a manga about it. I wasn't sure if it was a manga, but maybe the manga might be worth reading. Maybe it sheds a bit more light on some of the issues. But yeah, it's been a bit of a weird one to review.
So it wasn't his dad. It was Sile that triggered that human instrumentality project that kind of forced everyone to be.
I thought his dad was part of it though. I thought his dad was part of Sile. Because that was the council, wasn't it?
It was like, yeah, it's... Oh boy. This is what I mean. I'm saying. It was...
I think we're in agreement that a second viewing is necessary to understand.
We might have to run that shit back. And I know, guys, there's probably a lot of you that have watched it. That's their favorite anime. They know everything about it.
But this is why, like, I don't want to offend anyone, and I want to put that out there first. It's just like... I can see the building blocks. I can see the potential of how great this is.
Like, yeah.
I just don't want people to go, oh my god, they hated it.
Oh no, guys, let's really put that out now. Let's, for the record, right now, we do not hate this anime.
No, I did not hate this anime at all. I do think the last 6-7 episodes are very confusing.
There is a lot going on. It's very psychological, very, dare I say, avant-garde.
Oh,
very, deep, and so,
it is very deep.
And for me, I'm not going to say I'm like the biggest anime watcher in the world. Like, I do watch a lot of anime.
I mean, I'm quite simple. I like One Piece. Stretchy man punches person.
Yeah.
But I can get on board with stuff like this. Don't get me wrong.
I've watched like your deep films. I've watched your Donnie Darkos and your Spotless Mind of the Eternal Son of the Spotless Mind. I've watched those. Like,
I would have liked a bit more. Just a bit more explanation in the final episodes, or sprinkle it more in the previous episodes, so it was paced a bit better. If I was to argue, I think the pacing of the last episodes were wild. And I don't even mean that in the sense that it was fast. I just mean it was wild.
It was uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable.
And I don't know if that was on purpose, whereas they wanted to make you feel like you're just getting dragged around everywhere. You don't know where you're going.
Well, I do think we are Shinji.
Yeah.
And I think going into the last few episodes, Shinji has no clue what's going on. So many things are happening. He's conflicted within himself. Everything's going left, right, and center. So it makes sense. We follow Shinji in this because he is our protagonist, not in a traditional sense, as I said, like a hero, but he is our protagonist of the series.
Like we are him, essentially. That he's like, without him, we don't know.
Yeah,
like he's our tour guide, essentially.
He's our point of contact.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
But I think I'm ready to score this if you are. Unless there's anything else you want to discuss about it.
Oh man, it's like I do want to talk a little bit more on that theme of loneliness, because I do feel it plays a big part in this anime, which is what probably helped me tie everything together. Okay. Because of course I watched the last episode. I thought, damn, really? Like, it wasn't bad. It's just like, oh, I want more. Like, I really want more. But I
will say, while the last few episodes especially are like wild, it did make me want to watch more, because when it finished, I was like, wait, is that you know when like if you finish a book and you go, is that it? And you kind of like have to like look if there's any more pages. That's what it felt like. I was like looking if there was any more episodes to watch, but I know there isn't. There was only 26.
That's what I mean. I sat there and I thought, this can't be the end. And obviously I know there's a movie, but I thought, no, this can't be where I stop watching
the movie. Is a direct sequel, right?
Yes, it's literally, from what I just saw on that little website, I think it takes part literally right after everything else.
Perfect.
So you don't have to like read up anything else. You just start the movie there and then. But that was what made me feel, because when I was sitting there, I was like, damn, that's the end. I started thinking about characters and constant things being mentioned. I thought, this whole anime is about loneliness. I think that helped me understand it a little bit more and piece things together without feeling like I've just watched like a portion of something. Because that's how I can kind of feel. But I know it's not what it is. I know there's a lot more going on. So it's just interesting, man. I'm kind of speechless now while I'm thinking about it, because
I will say the anime has definitely left an impression on me.
Yeah.
More so if we look at the two previous animes that we've reviewed on this show. We've reviewed
Vinland Saga
and Golden Boy. This has definitely left more of an impression on me than the previous two.
It definitely has.
But that doesn't make it bad,
amazing, or bad.
No, I do think personally, and I don't know how that works, and people might completely disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine, that if this was 30 episodes and things were just stretched out a tiny bit longer throughout the entire series, it may have made me help understand it a lot more. And then I would feel more inclined to score it better than what I'm feeling to score. And I'm teetering around, I'm teasing you here, and I don't want people to think I'm going to give it a horrible score. I will give it a fair score based on my first impression view.
Yeah, all right. So let's get into the
Should we do it? I love the characters. I think the characters are amazing.
Shinji's a good character. Masato's a pretty damn good character.
Masato's an amazing character, because she's like a female protagonist, and she's like a badass.
She's a badass.
There's a lot of strong female characters in this anime.
I love it.
It's great, because, and don't get, this sounds really pervy as well, but like, animes do like the big breasted women, and they're like
that's
but they're like
bimbos.
No. I didn't want to go that harsh, but like it's like they're played for like sexual sort of like
fan service, like
fan service. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, like guys like to see that.
The
stuff.
girls in this, bar the 14-year-old girls, because I'm not going to talk about them.
Oh, Jesus
but they're attractive women in this.
No, yeah, they're pretty.
The doctors
women, but they're not.
But they're
no.
But this is what I'm saying. They're professional women. They're capable. They're smart. They're like it's refreshing to see that. You don't see that all the time.
Yeah,
you don't see that all the time.
Yeah,
like you usually see them as mums or friends
or girlfriends or love interest girlfriends. No,
and I love that there was a bit with Masato when you're inside her in one of the last episodes, and she's like, I don't want to be clean. I want to be dirty. I want to be filthy. I just thought, oh, that's really cool. Like she doesn't want to be this like clean cut girl. She wants to be
herself. She wants to do the things that people would frown upon her for doing.
That was a nice thing that one of Shinji's friends said to him, because they all fantasized over Masato, and he goes, but she's a slob. Like she drinks beer all the time, leaves all her clothes all over the place. Like it's like, yeah, but she's showing you her real self to you. Like you're a family.
Yeah.
So I love the I love the characters. I love the style because it's that old nostalgic 90s vibe.
Yeah.
Like it just hits all the right nostalgia. I
love that ending theme, the Fly Me to the Moon.
I mean, the both themes are amazing. I mean, if you haven't heard the Neon Genesis Evangelion theme, stop this now.
Yeah, it's a banger.
Go and listen to it, then come back to us, because you'll realise how much of a banger it is.
It's a big banger.
I mean, it's probably considered, if not considered, one of, if not the greatest theme of an anime.
I've seen it parodied a lot.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of parodies of it.
Of course, because it is so...
It's iconic.
You hear it, you know exactly what it is.
It's like, it's probably there with Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
That's like that's probably one of my favourite themes.
There's so many.
There's so many.
But there's so many plus points. I just think so this is it. Whether is the story told fantastically, or is my brain too small to comprehend it the first time around? And I want to say it's the latter thing there. I want to say my brain's too small to comprehend it the first time around. Therefore, the score I'm going to give it is a 6 out of 10.
Okay. I'm going to give it a light 7.
Okay. I mean, we say no halves in this, so we're going to have to split the difference here somewhere.
Ooh, man.
You say a light 7.
Yeah, I definitely feel that it does hit that 7 mark. It's not a strong 7, but to me, like a 6 to me, that's like, no, I liked it. That's as far as
I think it could go up a lot if I watched it another time, but I think if I'm going based on my first impression, it's a solid 6 for me. I can't give it that 7 because I couldn't tell you coherently how it ends.
I can, but I know for me, I know there's probably a lot of little nuances in like characters and little stuff that I might have missed out. Not because I wasn't paying attention, but there is a lot to kind of take in, understand, and apply to the story and the characters. But there's something about this anime where I'm like, it doesn't quite sit at a 6 for me personally.
I know what you're saying, and I can agree. I just think if I had, I don't know, I just need a push to hit that 7. And the story, the comprehending of the story is the reason why I can't give it a 7 just now. Because for me, the story is the strongest part of anything told.
Oh, of course. Any sort of media.
I will say I do want to watch the film, and the film might bump it up. I just don't know if I could give it a 7 out of 10, even though if it's a light 7 out of 10, I mean, that doesn't matter really when we're not doing a point system, while we're doing more of a... Is there any way to convince you to come down to a 6 right now? Bearing in mind, guys, when we watch the film, we will give the film a score, and we will do the complete package as a score. So this isn't the end for this.
No. We're definitely going to probably be going back to it. We have to, because...
Can I convince you on a 6? Because I'm quite firm on this 6, and you said a light 7.
I might... it's hard because, like...
I do want to put this out there. 6 isn't bad. Bad is a 2 or a 3, and this isn't bad. I just think the last... If we were going up to episode 18, I would give it... Or episode 18, 19, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. It's just the ending is so bananas to my head.
It's wild.
That I can't give it that 7 on the first viewing. So... Yeah, I'm going to have to convince you to come down to a 6. Just for this one.
I think just for this one.
I would always be in favour of giving something higher normally, but because we're coming back to this after we watch the film, I think come down to my 6.
All right, guys.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
No, I hear where you're going.
Guys, we don't hate it. A 6 isn't bad.
We don't hate this anime. I think it's just that maybe there's a lot of things that went over our head the first time.
I do think that, personally speaking, I do think that. I think there's a lot of nuances in that anime.
And we also don't get a lot of time to like rewatch stuff. We watch the anime first time around. We probably take some notes down, and that's as much as we do. Like we don't get a chance to like watch it multiple times. So this is why we're saying to you guys, like, we don't hate this anime. It's our first time digging into this kind of content, like as in the Neon Genesis Evangelion
and I did say mecha animes are not my cup of tea, but I'm not even taking that into consideration given this. I loved what it was. It's just I don't really know how it ended.
It was quite a lot to take
I think
in,
because I don't know how it ended, I can't give it anything higher than a 6. I loved the characters. I loved the way it looked. I loved like the world. I loved like the lore sort of bits, like the world that it was like set up in. I just don't know how it ended.
Yeah.
Coherently, I'm not 100% sure. Hand on heart, I could not tell you comfortably how this show ended. That's why it's a 6.
Okay.
We happy?
Yeah, I think I'll go with that.
This isn't the final score. This isn't the final score for this.
Like, guys, we definitely do.
We will come back.
Come back to this because there's the movie.
In a few months, we'll do the movie, and then we'll do it as a complete package. Yeah. And by that point, I will watch it again. I promise I will watch it again.
I'm probably going to knock it out again. Maybe, I don't know, sometime soon.
In a couple months, we'll revisit with the film and our final grade for the package. 6? We're doing a 6.
We're doing a 6, man.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that's the hard bit out of the way.
That's the hard bit out of the way, man.
How has any other anime watching been going on? Have you been watching anything else?
So, of course, I don't know how long ago was the last episode of the Anime Critique. Was it?
It would have been last month, end of March.
So I think Attack on Titan probably finished around that time, and they obviously they've announced part 3 of the last season, which I think is bullshit because you should just wrap this shit up. Like, listen. I don't mind Attack on Titan, guys. I think it's decent. I think it's cool. I've been watching it from the very beginning, from like when it was like episode 4. Yeah. It was only 4 episodes out. So I've been in the trenches for a long time with this anime. Wrap this shit up, please. Wrap it up.
I know the community feels very similar to
wrap it up, bruh, because
I think I've said it on here before that I've finished the manga and I'm not Yeah, I'm okay. Like, I don't need to watch it.
So I've wrapped it up, and I've been obviously doing more manga reading. I've been reading.
You've been reading more manga now, yeah.
So I haven't touched Mashle for a little bit, but I have gotten further since the last episode. So I'm gonna say I think chapter 65.
Yeah, I think
66.
I think currently it's just over 100. I think it's like
Okay.
104, 105 or something right now.
Yeah, so that's doing pretty well.
I feel like that's wrapping up soon as well.
It is wrapping up soon. I've been hearing a lot of people saying it's wrapping up soon.
Oh, okay, cool. It's fun. I really hope they make it into an anime so we can actually review on this show one day.
I think they will. I think it just needs to get.
It's got
picked
the
up.
beats of it could be an anime.
It just needs to get picked up. It's only a matter of time because obviously it bears a lot of resemblance to One Punch Man and Mob Psycho, and those did fantastic. Like Mob Psycho season 2 was fucking phenomenal to me. Like to me, I think it was better than One Punch Man season 2.
I agree. Yeah.
Like even though I know I haven't fully watched season 2, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I will probably rewatch season 2.
It's a good read.
Yeah,
It's a good read,
things.
One Punch Man.
I think, yeah.
I don't know if I've said it on this podcast or the anime critique that is, but the manga artist for One Punch Man is genuinely one of the best artists working.
So it's the original creator. He can't
draw for shit. No,
but the guy working on it, he's amazing.
So the guy who creates it, he does the webcomic.
Oh, okay.
And it is literally not stick figures, but it's like
doodling.
Yeah, it's like doodling. Yeah. Like if it's very interesting to go and see what the characters look like because they look wild. They look like a child has drawn them in the nicest possible way. Because
like some Shin-chan shit.
Yeah, like he like the storytelling is genius. Like, but the manga artist that picked it up. And I don't know his name, unfortunately, and I should know his name because he is absolutely brilliant. He might be a woman. I'm being sexist.
Who knows?
But yes, I would love to see Mashle turned into an anime so we can actually review on this show because I would love to see it turned into an anime so we could do it on here.
I think this needs to be a matter of time. I guarantee. Who's the studio that picked up One Punch Man and Mob?
I'm not too sure, man.
I know that once they got some free time, I'm sure they'll pick it up.
It'd be nice if it has a relatively good ending, which I can't see it not because it's sort of leading up to quite a big final battle.
Okay.
Maybe it'll get enough buzz that it gets picked up. I don't know.
I think it's been getting a fair bit of buzz. A lot of people,
it has, yeah.
Because there's one YouTuber, I think he goes by the name of on Twitter. His name's Saving the Bees. He's quite big into like JoJo and anime and all sorts. And he was just asking one day, "Oh, what manga you guys reading?" And a lot of people say Mashle.
Oh, okay,
and Black
cool.
Clover. So that's why I have faith in it.
I'm glad you mentioned Black Clover because and again, no spoilers because I know it's a hugely popular anime. And not everyone reads manga.
Yeah.
There is anime only people out there. And I'm not going to spoil it, but just like the anime, the manga is now going on a hiatus.
Which is interesting.
Because it ends the last chapter saying we're going into the final arc. So, and that they're going to have a small hiatus of a few months minimum. But, yeah. Minimum is a few months. I don't know how to feel about this. I know both me and you had, towards the end of this arc, we were having serious fatigue on the battles that were happening.
It was a lot of stuff going on.
Now, don't get me wrong. It's good stuff. It's just...
Some of it's good.
It can be a bit more concise. That last chapter, though, was good. It was a bit of a game changer.
It was a bit of a game changer. It has teased us with something quite interesting. So we just have to see. However, the only thing I'm thinking about right now is that anime watchers are not seeing this shit for a long time.
Yeah.
So they probably won't see it until it's finished.
Well, bro, think of the pain that dubbed only One Piece anime watchers are, because the dub got 500 episodes through and then stopped for years.
Which anime?
One Piece.
Oh, did it? Oh,
the dub. Only the dub.
Stress.
But they're now, Funimation are now dubbing them. And I think they're like up to, last time I checked, they were sort of in the high 700s.
Okay.
And it's One Piece has just hit like over 1,000 episodes. But yeah, I'm sort of similar to you. I haven't really been watching a lot of anime because, I mean, Neon Genesis
Evangelion has taken up
taken up the entire month almost. It was a bit of a longer one. than sort of say Golden Boy was last month.
Oh, yeah, it was very quick.
I've been reading. You know, I've said it before. I'm more of a reader than a watcher.
So you're reading like Solo Leveling.
Yeah, I
obviously
finished all of that.
Mashle. There was another one that you said you started reading.
So I think last month I probably said I started reading Soul Eater.
Yes.
I'm almost finished that.
Okay, how's that going?
I'm on chapter 99. There's about 100 I think it's 113, 114 chapters. So
cool.
I'm nearing the end. I do not know why the anime didn't continue. Because these last, I'm assuming I'm in the last arc, seeing that there's only about 14, 15 chapters left. Why on earth did this not continue? And that's very, very sad to me, because it is wicked. It is really, really good.
From what I hear a lot of times, it's not even so much about the quality. I think it's just like they might see the
numbers,
the numbers might not be up to what they want them to be. Or
I'll tell you what, if this got rebooted, it would people would love it.
It probably might get rebooted because
maybe at some point.
Shaman King got rebooted, and I heard it's doing okay.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I couldn't get into it. I tried.
I didn't try and watch it myself. Man.
I tried it. I got about maybe 6-7 episodes in, and I thought it's not doing it for me. I don't know what it was. It wasn't scratching that itch.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't tried myself, but I've heard good things. But I do think, do you know what? I think it's been a bit of a sort of a light month for the both of us. We haven't really watched anything else. I haven't read a lot this month, which is.
I haven't either, and
I mean, I'll use this as a small segue. The One Piece manga has probably been trending every fucking week on Twitter as it's been coming out, because there's been massive like reveals, like massive like transformations, if you will.
Yeah.
And talking about One Piece, we can lead into the final segment of the show, which I believe in the last episode of the anime critique, Shaq said he will do his very best. And when I tried to make him promise, he wouldn't promise, which was probably the wise decision when I ask him now. Shaq, the One Piece update.
I finished the Alabasta Arc.
Oh, you have?
I finished it.
Bro,
and
I didn't think you had watched anything, so I'm okay. I'm loving this, okay?
I finished it, but that's as far as I got.
When you say you finished it, is Robin now part of the crew?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
She turns up on their ship right at the end.
I think so, yeah. It's so I'm trying to remember now, because I had to really force Olivia to watch it, because the Alabasta Arc's really just killed any motivation for her to go forward. I'm like, look, just finish up these last few episodes and then we can just keep going. That's it. Because I can just watch this shit. I'll just throw it on in the background and whatever. I just want to catch up. So I'm about, I think it's like episode 130 something. Actually, I know that there's like some filler that I can skip.
There's a few filler episodes that you're going to hit soon. So you can definitely kind of cut out a bit.
So that's what I want to do. I just want to skip the filler. And
how did you find the fight with Crocodile?
I thought it was cool.
Pretty cool fight, yeah.
I think it was cool.
This is the first fight that you have with a Logia devil fruit type, because he's sand, isn't he? Crocodile.
Yeah, he's the sand guy, and I think it was pretty clever how Luffy used his blood to fight him, because obviously that's water and he can't stand water. So I thought that was a really clever thing to throw in there. So if the smart thing about Crocodile is, so you'll learn very quickly, and you can kind of tell with Crocodile, Logias are really strong. Yeah, they are the element themselves.
So if you punch them, you're punching that element. So for someone like Luffy, who is just a paramecia type.
See, we haven't heard any of them.
You haven't even turned. Okay, you might. But you have Chopper, and you know Chopper's a zone type.
Oh yeah. We've heard zone types, but they haven't really said that. Like here's this and here's this.
Okay. I think it sort of drips into the story. Like,
oh yeah, they're slowly putting in.
I mean, devil fruits become larger and more absurd going into it. I mean, you meet Crocodile, who's as I said, a Logia type, but you know Logia types are the element, so you can think. And Ace, you met Ace, who was fire.
Oh, yeah.
He's a Logia type. But they're ridiculously powerful because they are the element. How do you fight sand? You make yourself wet, because when sand gets wet, it becomes a solid, so you can actually
pretty much
hit it.
Yeah.
Very clever. You'll learn this about Luffy as well, and I mean, you have seen it. He's a very intelligent fighter.
Oh, he's a good fighter, just like he's just dumb everywhere else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Also, to end off, just like, I just want to talk quickly about just anime and how it's been handled this season. In general, I think it's been probably the worst season in terms of how anime has been handled. There's been a lot of sort of cutting up content and slowly drip feeding it to people. We've seen it with JoJo. We're seeing it with Attack on Titan.
I think that's unfair with JoJo because that is with Netflix.
Well, I'm not going to blame JoJo as the anime itself. I'm just blaming the people who are responsible for that content. I'm sure the content is fine.
There's reports that we're not even getting the second part of the anime until September,
which is ridiculous.
Which is almost a year.
Like, I don't see why. Like, obviously Netflix is going down the fucking pipes.
I mean, Netflix, as its company model, is back in the day was we release everything, you can binge it.
Yeah, which...
So with an anime that's probably going to be about 40 to 50 episodes, because this is the longest part to date, because I've read the manga for Stone
you're
Ocean.
up to date, innit?
Yeah, it surprises me that they released 13 episodes, was it?
It was 12, like 12 episodes.
12 episodes, and then they're going to release another 12, or reportedly going to release another 12 in September.
And I don't even think it's the issue, like, oh, we haven't dubbed it and we haven't...
No, I don't think it's that as well.
They're literally drip feeding this shit to us. I'm like, bro, you don't need to do that. Like, anime people are very much in the, oh, I'll watch it every week. And that's good enough for them. They can wait that week. They can't wait a whole year.
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous.
Unless it's like a whole new season.
Yeah.
Because then they'll go fuck off and watch something else.
It is ridiculous. This is why you should watch One Piece, man. They don't take breaks like this.
Yep, fam, this is what I'm trying to do right now, man. But
1,000 episodes deep, and as far as I'm concerned, they have never taken an extended break.
Like,
I mean, I believe it's the most popular anime or the most popular series in Japan.
Oh no, it is.
So
without a doubt,
they're not.
That's like their Disney.
Yeah, they're not.
That's their Mickey Mouse right there.
What, Luffy?
I'm confidently say that Luffy's their Mickey Mouse in Japan.
But do you know what? Quickly back to One Piece. How did you find the Alabasta Arc?
I think it was cool. I think there was a lot of things. I think it's really building itself. This is where it's
Crocodile was like the first big villain.
Yeah, I liked him.
That you heard about like before. Like you heard about Baroque Works. And then like you heard about like the numbers and everything, and like on different islands that they go to, like you hear about their boss Crocodile and like how much of a badass he is.
He's one of the warlords of the sea, isn't it?
He was one of the warlords of the sea, yes.
Yeah, I thought the Alabasta Arc was good. I think there was a lot to get through.
It's a big arc.
It's a fat arc, and maybe it's just me being a little bit impatient. I did want them to just kind of get to the point a little bit faster. There was some cool action. There was some nice characters there. Like, just a little bit, speed it up a little bit, and it would have been perfect.
Everyone has their fight, and that's what Oda does. Everyone has their fight.
That's what you've been telling me. I'm trying to get used to that.
Everyone has their... Like, Luffy will fight the big bad. He will fight the top dog, but everyone has their fight. Like, and I mean everyone. Like,
every single person.
Like, Usopp is weak, but he'll have his fight. He might not have his fight by himself. He might be a tag team type of thing, but he will have his fight. He will be involved.
Listen up, Toriyama. All right, use your characters.
And it's one of the wonderful things about One Piece, as in every character has their fight, and they're all important.
I just think
I'd be interested to see how far you get in another month's time.
You know what?
Because I know Alabasta was a bit of an anchor for you in the series, because you were kind of going, I want to get through this. And now that you're kind of coming. You've got one more arc that I would say is very similar to Alabasta, but it's a change of location.
Good.
But very sort of, and it's shorter, but it's a very similar vibe to it.
That's fine.
And then you go into, which I would argue is some of the best One Piece arcs. So you're not ridiculously far off. It become like, I think everything after no, slight spoiler, because I'll name the arc. The Skypiea arc is where it changes up a notch.
Okay.
So I think you've got a bit of filler and maybe a bit of like just.
I'm skipping all the filler.
No, I know, but I think as in filler, as in I don't know if they go straight to Skypiea first.
Okay.
Because I can't remember that far back. But yeah, I mean,
I think what I'm gonna do, once I've watched all the anime, even the subs, I'll start reading the manga.
Perfect.
That's the plan.
It's not far behind.
Oh no! I know. That's why I just want to watch it. 'Cause I like moving pictures.
No, and that's episode 1015 has just dropped of One Piece, and people are saying it is one of the best episodes. Not necessarily in terms of the story of the episode, but the animation of the episode.
Yeah, you were showing me some stuff about what they did recently.
Yeah, they do. So as I said, One Piece is massive, man. It's like they get some massive top dogs in to do some episodes, and like it's like the style of it is like
it's like a movie.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. Like it's so nice to see how they can nurture and care for one of their beloved series.
Man, I know you don't watch Demon Slayer, but that's sort of the thing I'm kind of getting, like when that quality, because that last few episodes
there is a quality in Demon Slayer that I will say I do appreciate, but because I've read the manga, I have no interest in watching it. But I think
let's wrap it up here.
Let's wrap it up, man. Yeah, I mean we're going just over an hour. I mean, guys, don't hate us for the 6.
We do like it. We just feel that maybe we just need to dip our toes in again.
Do you know what? When we do the scorecard, we'll say 6 out of 10 for now.
Oh yeah, I put the little for now in the corner somewhere. I'll make sure I remember to do that.
But yes, guys, thank you for listening to today's episode of the Anime Critique. Do you agree with our score?
Oh god.
Have you any suggestions on what we should watch next? Why not email us your thoughts, suggestions and scores, and tell us if our score is wrong at thebetwixtideasfeedback@gmail.com. Make sure to follow our Twitter at Betwixt Ideas, our Instagram at the Betwixt Ideas Podcast, and our TikTok at the Betwixt Ideas Podcast. Guys, we will see you next month for the next episode. Thank you so much for listening today, and goodbye. Peace out. Bye.